Hi, this is Misha, and once again, we're looking at another Klingon ship in our closer look, in our kind of subsection looking at the birds of prey. And this one's so green, I wouldn't blame me if you mistook it for being Romulan. But no, this is Klingon. But it's kind of intentionally was made not to look immediately Klingon, although not too far off. This is the Augments ship, as seen in the episode, or episodes, of Enterprise in Season 4. The ones where Brent Spiner, Data, guest starred as his ancestor. This was used as kind of an attack ship to strike Enterprise. And because we didn't know what was up at that point in the show, they wanted it to not immediately just look Klingon. But of course they wanted it to later, when you look back in retrospect, fit. Although I would say it is always possible this was a ship that the Augments commandeered. It's always possible this wasn't actually Klingon. But everyone seems to accept that it is. So we will go with that. There's no real class name, although attack ship or even fighter are sometimes used. We don't know how many crew it has or can have, but it's not very big. It's only about 70 meters tip to tip, so it's not the tiniest thing ever, of course, but it seems like it can hold 6, 8, maybe 12. Kind of a fast attack fighter. I'm thinking it's kind of like a Hind. You know, has a small payload of commandos, get in there, do a job. It's quick. It does have weaponry, obviously. It's Klingon, of course it does, and we saw it shooting in the series, but it's not really a deep space, long-range craft. It is definitely a short-range, almost a shuttle, but it obviously had warp, so probably one of the smallest ships in the Enterprise era to have effective warp drive. Most likely because the Augments themselves were experimental. This was an advanced or experimental craft for the Klingons. It does have a kind of a sleeker, more modern look compared with the other Klingon ships we've seen, like the Bird of Prey, or the D5, wherever it's over there, or the Raptor, especially. This doesn't have the rigging, piping as such. There's a little bit of vestige of it in these ridges and stuff here, but it's enclosed. It has kind of enclosed engines too. So I'm going to say it's an advanced, almost experimental Klingon fighter craft. Why not? There's a little bit of rigging left on the wings though. So a little bit of a vestige of the rigging. And that's it, guys. There's just nothing to say about it. It was a CGI. It's one of those ships, it's kind of surprising they made it. Since they knew Enterprise was coming to an end, it's surprising they went to the trouble of making an all-new ship. I'm surprised they didn't just recycle, even if they changed it a little bit, something else. I mean, the Romulans, in the episode with the drone, which was a key plot point for a 3-part arc, they got a reused and slightly updated version of a Voyager ship. But the Klingons, even just for a little brief scene, they get a whole new ship, and a pretty cool one at that. Again, like I said in my Romulan episodes, those poor guys always kind of got the second hands. Klingons always got the attention with the ships, as you can tell by the number we've gone over. That said, they never really have gone much into the tech specs of them. We just don't know much. Oh well. It is neat. If the kind of early Bird of Prey was like a predecessor to the Cavort, perhaps this was a predecessor to the Beryl, although maybe a shorter range. Maybe this was kind of set to take place of the Raptor. I'm just speculating. What isn't speculation is that Eagle Moss is probably the only outfit to ever have done a physical model of this. Even the studio model was a CGI. So this is something that's never really existed before. And they've done an excellent job. It's actually got a lot of size to it. You'd think it would be more plastic, but it actually has a lot of metal. The wing section is metal. Part of this front is metal. Really only the plastic are these ends and kind of the ridged areas here. This is just an odd one for them to do. When they showed it, I wasn't even sure what it was. I had no idea what this ship looked like because honestly, I had no idea it existed. It was kind of a there and gone part in Enterprise and never even thought about it. So if nothing else, I'm happy they did this because it gave me a little education. I really just didn't know this thing was around. So, neat. And a neat wrap-up for our Klingon ships. And the last Klingon ship we saw in Enterprise kind of harkens to what's to come in the future. Has a more modern look. And it's always nice to add to our Klingon or any of our alien fleets. We have plenty of human Starfleet ships. I never feel like we get enough alien ships. They're not in any order, guys, because I've been doing these videos. But, yeah, the rest of our little fleet here of Klingons. Just thought you guys might enjoy a closer look because Klingons are a popular race. I do appreciate you tuning in if you've made it through all the episodes. Sorry for the slog, but I had fun making these, so hopefully you had fun watching them. If you could, like, share, and subscribe. Feel free to comment below. And for the last time in this little series, Qapla'.